when I first found out about this program, I didn't know that there was, obviously that it was available, and I thought I was going to have to do all this school, and that kind of prevented me from wanting to go to school. And then I found out about this program and was pleasantly surprised.
It might look pretty typical, but this is an iBest classroom. And the iBest program's national reputation for success is born out of the work done by Washington State's community and technical colleges. It's validated by research from the Community College Research Center at Columbia University. That research shows that iBest students are 3 times more likely to earn college credit and 9 times more likely to earn an award. In fact, in Washington State alone, of all the adult basic education degrees earned during the research period, an amazing 83% of them went to iBest students, with 81% hitting the so-called tipping point and moving on to further education to better their chances for higher wage jobs. At its core, iBest provides an accelerated pathway toward higher-level certificates and degrees. The key is dynamic team teaching, where both basic and specialized professional technical skills are taught in an integrated way. There are 6 iBest instructional models. In this video, we'll see 2, parallel and split differentiated. In the parallel teaching model, you'll see the class split into 2 sections, different teaching styles to fit student learning styles, and different paces on different points, again, to assist student learning.
We're going to review the standard deviation. I want to break it down step by step so it's really clear how it's calculated.
So today we're going to talk about the standard deviation. So the sample standard deviation was S equals the total square root of x minus x bar squared divided by n minus 1. So with this, we need to figure out what the individual values are going to represent.
A scary looking thing, this means standard deviation, which, remember, is a measure of how far every measurement is away from the average of all of your measurements. Okay? Let's break this down into English, because really it's all it is.
So for the first one, we're talking about x. What does the x value represent? A data point, an individual value.
Sigma,
Perfect. X bar.
Greek letter, which means add everything up that comes after.
The next one we're going to have is the n. What is the n value?
X is our measurement.
size.
And we might have a lot of measurements.
The next one we're going to have is the n. What is the n value meaning? Sample size.
X bar, X with a line over it, just means the average.
Sigma is what we use for the
And
population
N
stratification. So it's
is the number of
sample
measurements.
with the n minus- So from this, we need to translate this equation into something that we can work with. So first thing, we're starting off with this x minus x bar, right?
We want to find out how far each number that we measured is away from the average. So we'll do x minus x,
Over here, minus the
x
average.
bar.
So if we try to do this first, this is the first activity we're going to do. So it's the value, which is over here, minus the average. So that's step 1. One of the nice things about teaching that model is that you can start focusing the instruction specifically on what each group needs. So while it's not teaching different material, it's teaching the same material, but some students work better with one presentation, some students work better with a different presentation, and we can split them up and give them those specific instruction methodologies depending on what they're looking for. And since each teacher has their own style, some students respond better to that style than the other style, so it's just a way to make sure the students are getting the best education.
In the split differentiated class model, the class is divided into 2 smaller groups by learning speeds, ability level, or experience, and this can be done in one classroom or 2 separate classrooms. Instructors don't assume student knowledge or experience, and instructors explain for clarity with both groups.
Okay, today we're going to learn how to use the micrometer. And a micrometer is a very accurate piece of measurement equipment. It's used to measure down to 10,000ths of an inch for this particular application. Because of that, it has some kind of subtleties to it that are required to figure out how to read the thing.
To use the micrometer, you're going to be rotating the shaft of it here to open up the space to where you actually be measuring something. And as you turn that, you can see like a little ruler, a scale.
So first thing is, let's kind of draw out what the micrometer looks like. So I got this part that comes over here, and then really the part you're reading is this section on this area.
Each revolution of this barrel, therefore, moves this opening by 25 1/100ths of an inch. So we can measure a tenth of an inch, and now we can get the 25 hundredths of an inch. That's each of the individual small markings between the numbers on the barrel.
So the first thing we have is actually pretty simple. Got a line going across here, you got 0, right? So that's where it starts off when it's completely closed. Then we're going to go through and have numbers indexed off at 1, 2, 3, and such and such.
To get our fourth decimal place, the 10,000th of an inch, lock the tool so it doesn't move, and then holding this at arm's distance, you can rotate the barrel so that you find out where one of the lines from 0 to 5, which are etched on the barrel itself. If you have a class which is mixed with a wide range of knowledge of a particular skill, then you might want to work with the students who are really just learning the skill separately and be able to work with the students who can already apply the skill. Otherwise, you'll have some students lost completely or other students totally bored because they're not involved. So you really wanted to be able to meet the needs of the individual students more directly that way.
The 2 iBest team teaching models we just saw aren't the only choices. There are 4 more to explore in this iBest video series, which is brought to you in part by Jobs for the Future and KBTC Public Television. For a deep dive into the details, check out www.sbctc.edu. On the homepage, simply search the term iBest Resources. You'll then be able to request information, review all the models, watch the other videos, and dig deeper into the research that proves iBest works.
You know, our teachers are very knowledgeable. They've been in the industry for quite some time, so I think being able to have that and get their knowledge, you know, from them is key, and being able to, you know, take what I'm learning and go and move on and make lots of money, hopefully.